What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to my first live stream. For those that don't know, my name is JayNicome. I'm a real estate investor, primarily a real estate wholesaler, and my main method of marketing by finding leads is cold calling. Now, for you that don't know, cold calling is arguably probably one of the most stressful things. Most people don't like to do it. I don't know why. I actually love it. I look forward to it. I cold call 3 hours a day. And yeah, it's just part of my daily habit, man. I don't know. Maybe I just like getting my teeth kicked in. I just like hearing no. Who knows what it is? But just join me as I sit through it and see if I get some leads. All right. So without further ado, let me hop into my dialer. Now, I would share y'all my screen, but I feel like last time I did that, I got banned or the video was unable to upload because I was sharing some sort of sensitive data. But I'm not gonna share my screen. I'm gonna just put my phone on speaker so that way y'all can hear the conversations. All right. So for y'all that don't know, I use Mojo Dialer.
Please enter your PIN number. Your PIN number can be found in.
If you go to
now
Mojo,
logged into the new dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
if you go to mojosells.com, that's what I use. A lot of real estate agents use it as well. So let's go. Let's see what we get.
This number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker. Please say your name after the tone, then press pound.
Voicemail. We don't want voicemail, y'all. I don't leave voicemails personally. I wouldn't recommend it either. We're looking to talk to live people. And that's not good content. Good content is having great conversation. That's what good content is about.
Hello?
Oh, yes. Hey, Miss Woods.
Who is this?
Oh, yes. My name is Jay. And I know this may be a bit out of the blue, but calling about the property on Kittendale Circle?
I don't have any information about that.
Oh, you're not the owner?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. But you wouldn't happen to have any other property for sale, would you? Looks like he hung up. Looks like he hung up. But listen, y'all, if y'all get the wrong person or if they say no for that specific property that they don't want to sell, always just follow up. Well, did you happen to have any other property for sale or because you never really know. You never really know unless you ask, all right? So definitely you want to ask just to make sure. Just to make sure. Because they might have that one abandoned property that they never really thought about or never even paid attention to until somebody asks. Right? All right, let's go. Let's keep it going. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, right?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Yeah, I was having some issues with this house, man. I think it was a gas leak, and I guess one of my junk removal guys, he was taking out the stove, and I don't know if he might have might have just hit something or ripped it out. I don't know, but I had a gas leak, so
Okay.
yeah.
Did you get it? Did you get it straight?
Yeah. I reached out to somebody. They said they're gonna come between 2 and 4. But I'm always looking for trades, man, and I know you got all the guys. So
Yeah. I had a Let me know. I guess just let me know how I plan out with that 2 to 4, and then I can put you on.
okay, bet. All right,
Yeah,
will do.
but my guy in DC, so
Oh, okay,
yeah, he in DC right now
Oh,
working.
oh,
He working on a little project, but
that's what's up. How everything
yeah.
otherwise?
Shit, I was talking to Tesla last night, man. Oh, he funny as shit, man. He's funny as shit, man. Yeah, I finally struck something, man. Finally struck something.
Oh, you jumped off the porch?
Yeah. I jumped off.
That's what's up, man.
But
Congrats.
I wasn't even doing no cold calling or nothing like that. I just was networking, talking to a lady, and then I was doing some electrical work for her daughter, and we just started talking, and then she was just telling me her mom got a property in the city.
Oh wow, look at that. That's
and
crazy.
I was like, oh yeah. And shit, I locked it up. She had somebody was under contract for 3 months, but he was playing with her, man.
3 months? That's
Yeah,
OD. That's OD. Yeah.
He was doing work in the house and everything. Ain't even clothes or nothing.
What type of? Yeah, that's wild. That's kind of risky too. I wouldn't do that. Putting money into it and all that. Yeah, that's wild.
He ain't even have it under contract. He sent her once she said that she going somewhere else, he sent her an operating agreement. She was like, should I be signing an operating agreement? I say, nah, you should be signing
definitely
the
not. Yeah, definitely not. So you finished that project?
No. I haven't even started yet.
Oh, okay. When you closed on it already, or?
Probably next month. I close next month.
Oh, bet. It need a full renovation or just some like cosmetic stuff?
No. I'm full. I got to get engineer drawings and everything on that joint.
Oh, but you got everybody in place for that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bet. All right. Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to round up my crew. It seems like the Spanish guys are the only ones that's out here hungry, though.
I know. It's sad to say, but that's the case. That is definitely the case, man.
They the only ones out here working, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. But all right, man. Best of luck with your project. I'm gonna follow up with you like a month or two, because if you stressed out now, it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna be a lot, but it'll be light at the end of the tunnel for sure, man.
Right. Yeah, we gonna get it together.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. We'll talk.
All right,
later. All right, back to it, man. Talking to one of my contractor friends, got an issue, but we got to get back to talking to these sellers. That's what we got to do.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. Hi, you've reached Michael, Kathleen, and Shane. Leave a message. We'll get back to you. Thanks. Bye.
What is that? A fax machine? Come on, man.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Google subscribers. What else we got?
Forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 44381537755 is not available at this time. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, my name is Marco. I'm not available right now, but if you want, you can leave your name, phone number, and any brief message. I get back to you, as soon as I can. Thank you.
No se ha grabado nada. Grabe su mensaje después de la señal. Cuelgue cuando haya...
Who do we have? Who do we have to talk to? I might have to switch up this list to get something more active. I need activity. We need activities.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
We need activities.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Maybe this might be a seller right here. That's calling me. Good morning, Jay speaking.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? This is the plumber. How soon can I come to you?
Oh man, this is great service, man. I love to hear a call like that. Actually, it's on a lockbox, so as soon as possible, to be honest with you.
All right, I'm gonna come now. Is the lockbox you said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me just give you a quick.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna give you a quick background, man. My tenant was smelling gas. Long story short, she wasn't at the house. Firefighters came through. They kind of forced their way in. They took off the gas, right? Now, my brother is an HVAC guy. He know a little bit, but he came today because the water heater was off. She was having issues with the water heater. So this morning, he had to go to work, but he was able to get the water heater back on, but he was saying he was still smelling gas. So I don't know where the source of it is coming from or what have you. I'm currently renovating it too, so I don't know if the junk removal guy kind of took the stove line out and kind of damaged it. I don't know for sure, but I was just trying to get a second opinion from a guy that's experiencing, know his actual stuff.
Yeah, so what's the lockbox code?
So the lockbox code is 2811. It's one key, and it works for all the doors. So if you got to get in the front or the side, it'll work. 2811. Let me know if you want me to text it to you.
Okay, thanks. No, I already got it. I wrote it down.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me know if I can help you with anything.
All right, so for me to do a diagnose and check everything. You know what I mean? I have to. That's a charge. That's a diagnose fee. So, but let me go see what's going on before we even get into all that. Because I don't know what you got. Right. See what's happening over there.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna wait you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right. See.
Okay, that was an actual plumber. It's an actual plumber going to check my issues. But let's switch up the dialer a bit, man. Let's switch up the list. Let's see if we get some more activity. We need some activity. We need somebody to talk to. The people need to hear quality conversations. Let's give the people what they want. Yes, hey, Miss Anna.
Yes.
Hey, this is Jay. I know this is a bit out of the blue. Calling about the property on Chippewa Court.
What you wanted?
Are you thinking?
I not sell my property. I have daycare here.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
You have
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Sorry.
Yeah, as you can hear, there's a bunch of loud kids in the background. She has daycare. She's not trying to sell it. But it's okay. It's okay. We gotta keep it moving on to the next seller.
Please leave your message for Mr. Roulette. Hello.
Yes, hi. I was looking for Miss Barber.
Who's calling?
Oh, yes, my name is Jay. And I know this is a bit out of the blue, but calling about the property on Belnord Avenue?
Oh, that's been sold.
Oh, congratulations. Awesome.
Sorry.
You wouldn't happen to have any other property for sale, would you?
No, I just have one property left, and that's the one I'm living in, and that's where I'm staying, and it's not for sale. I'm sorry. Bye.
She sounded a little sarcastic. But this cool. This cool. Come on now. Let's get these leads flowing.
Hi, this is Barbara. Sorry I'm not able to take your call at this time. Please leave me a message and I will get right back with you. If this call is in reference to Ned and May's A Quiet Place Assisted Living, please call 667-334-84.
Oh, yes. Hey, I was looking for Adam.
Yeah, it's not for sale.
All right. Thanks, man. You have a great day. Oh, boy, Adam already knew what time it was. I didn't even have to read the script to him. He just said, hey, I know where you're calling. It's not for sale. That's cool, Adam. I'll catch you on the flip side. Maybe we could do some business in the future. It's No Shave November.
Hello?
Oh, yes. Hey, I was looking for Miss Cunningham.
Regarding?
Yes, my name is Jay, and I know this may be a bit out of the blue, but calling about the property on Monastery Ave. Well, I was just curious to see if you would consider an offer on the property there.
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You have a blessed day.
You too, bye.
I tried to use the mirroring technique and try to repeat exactly what she said in a questioning tone. And her response was violence. She did the same thing. She said, "No, I do not." She stood on business. You got to respect it. She said, "I don't think so." So that means that she's leaving.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Look, man, we're not in a deal convincing business, all right? I'm not going to convince you to sell your house. I want to talk to people that already made the decision to
Automatic
sell.
voice message system 443.
If you already made the decision to sell, then you're the person that I want to talk to, okay?
Four, 3, 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, 5, 0 is not available.
Hello?
The call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey,
Can I help you?
hey, Teron?
Here you go.
Hey, this is Jay. I know this may be a bit out of the blue, but I was calling about that property on Strickland Street. Teron was not interested. He hung up. All right, Teron, it's all love, man. It's all love. We're going to double back. We will double back. I think the most important thing about cold calling is your mindset. You got to have positive mindset. You cannot let exterior factors influence what you have going on. You can have the worst call possible, but once you hang up, you got to hang up the emotions with it too, whether it's good or bad, because the next one could be totally different. It could be completely opposite. So it's always good to have a clear and clean mindset and just be open. Just be open to new possibilities.
Hello. Calls to this number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker. Please say your name after the tone, then press pound. reached 410480195. Yeah, great. Only about 80 people.
To an automated voice messaging system.
Mr. Gardner.
To an automatic voice message system 2022887.
Hey, Jay speaking.
Hey, Jay, it's Mike Green.
Oh, the man himself. What's going on, Mike?
I just wanted to give you an update. I was trying to get my head wrapped around all these crazy emails. I'm sure I don't know how you read that shit all day long, like trying to keep up with everyone and all the different things they're saying and doing. It's like the chains.
Yeah.
Hey, so I just spent like an hour getting to the bottom of what was really going on, just to make sure there was nothing on my side that my guys weren't, were being picky about or anything.
Right.
So just to be clear, and I guess the processor more than, Gary, my lender, went and talked with the guy who owns the place, the lawyer, and he's like, no, this has to be done. So he agrees that they got two loans that haven't been released, even though they have like a letter, but it's not right. You got to get a release, and the other one they have to do something. The underwriter told them what they need to do, so what they tried to slide in was they basically leave those as exceptions to where I basically am taking title insurance, but if any problems come back with either of those two loans, they don't cover it.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's where the issue came down. They said if you want to settle today, just take that out, and we'll settle just as long as you guys are going to insure it if there's a problem. But they literally put in as an exception that that would be excluded. And I'm thinking, we can't leave two loans, $180K loan and a $12,500 loan, and tell me that I'm responsible for it if it comes out. I mean, it sounds like it's all good, by the way. It's just a matter of paperwork. Right. But obviously, then if they're confident enough that they it truly is good, then just take it off and take the risk themselves. But don't be transferring it over to me. And so Shelly works for me, and Gary, he demands that I have her just for this purpose because I'm going to be selling this thing pretty quickly in a couple months, and they just want to know that I'm not going to be into some long-winded title issue.
Right.
If say there was some weirdness that goes on. These things take a really long time to fix, and I mean, again, it would be on me, so that's why I pay Shelly to look over this stuff.
For sure.
It's not uncommon that they, and honestly, once the guy, is David Miller's name? Is that his name?
Oh yeah, the owner, the lawyer.
Yeah, the owner. Yeah, some lawyer. He basically, when he's seen it, he's like, no, we have to take care of this. So I don't know if it was even being presented to him that way. A lot of times they kind of like half did it. And, they were just like, no, we're all good. Trying to get it settled, obviously. I want to sell it too. So I'm like, believe me, I'm on board. I was like, if there's anything we can do to sell it today, I really have guys like waiting to start it and everything. So I'd be really happy to sell it sooner.
Right.
But they were like, no, if you do this, they basically, the only way they'll do it is if you take the risk of the $180K and the $12,500. And I'm like, all right, well, that's a lot, right? I mean, that's a little bit of an unreasonable request.
Yeah.
But it does seem like he said he can. Now he's on board. He knows what's going on. He's like, no, I'll take care of it. He just is. And again, I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Sometimes I think just the processes are trying to push it through, and that's what Shelly does. She reviews everything to make sure they're not pushing through something that's going to be a problem 2 months from now when I'm back on the market.
For sure.
Because obviously those things will need, that documentation that those are cleared off and properly cleared off will come up again when the new title company that I often don't get to choose. So I'll need to be able to refer them back to terrain and then kind of work it all out. But anyhow, all right. So as long as you guys are good, I just wanted to make sure. I mean, we would love to settle sooner. It's just no blame here, but
I get it.
They know they got to take care of it, and I don't know why I think this is just normal shit, by the way, with these processes. I start reading this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know why you guys are fighting the fact that you could some world where you think you can just leave two loans on.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild. I know. I mean, thanks. I mean, I guess I'd probably be using you if I was a wholesaler. But I mean, the last thing I need is and anyone I sell something to really come back and like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Because, I mean, we don't want it to be a big deal, but at the same time, mostly, look, I'm not overly afraid of title issues. It really either is my lender. He rarely ever gets involved because he knows there's a problem. I'll just take the cash and reimburse him.
Right.
But at the same time, obviously, this is a problem that's clear and needs to be fixed and is fairly easily fixed by him. Which maybe it's fairly easily fixed as long as no one's lying and everything is what we think it is.
Exactly.
So, and I believe that's the case. If there is some reason they find out that it can't be, released and all that, then that, there's some fraud going on or some misrepresentation going on, then obviously we'd be in a different situation to figure it out. Yeah. So they just want to make sure they're not giving out $180K that hasn't been paid off.
So wait, shouldn't it be from not necessarily the title company, or maybe the title company and the underwriters, or I don't know if they use First American or.
They didn't. Their underwriters told them to do one thing, and they didn't do it fully. So the underwriters tell you what to do, but then they don't really check the work.
Right.
So the underwriter told them on the 12-5 that they wanted what's called an indemnity deed, and they told them exactly what to do, and they wanted to get the whole insurance policy and then look through it, make sure there's no exceptions in that for it. So we're not inheriting any exceptions, saying that we're on the hook from the 12-5. They got a couple of pages of it. She's like, in a couple of pages, it says none of the stuff we need to see. She's like, so they just didn't take the time to call the insurance company and get the whole thing to review. So it's like that solves that problem easily. And like she said, usually you call them, I haven't seen a day or two, and it's just it's pretty quick and easy. That was problem number one, the 12-5 problem. So they did tell them to do that. Right. The other one's just like no one even. She's like, I don't even know. Like if they told their title insurance that the title insurance wouldn't cover it unless. But that's why they put the rider on there saying that the only way title insurance would cover it is if we take the risk for it, and the title insurance is off the hook for it. So they're charging me for title insurance that covers nothing. That's the worst part. They're like, pay me for the title insurance. But by the way, everything that you could be responsible that this would ever be used for, we want you to sign off and say you will come after us for it.
So let me ask you this. Crazy. So I know you do a bunch of deals. Like, who do you normally use for your title if you had to choose?
Honestly, I think who you would really like, and they're really efficient, do a good job. They're also pretty affordable from one side to the other. Is Clearview Settlement Solutions and Holly Edelstein. So
in Virginia. I was kind of nervous about them because they don't have an actual attorney on staff. So I was like,
they don't have an attorney on staff, but they send it out to an attorney.
Okay.
A lot of people use that as their sales tactic. They don't have an attorney on staff, but honestly, Holly's sharp, dude. She knows the shit. She doesn't. The thing is, I got all these attorneys, and it's funny that Holly has zero of these issues, but all these attorneys on staff, and they're doing shit like this, right? And it's I get,
you're right.
That Holly sends it out to an attorney, so everything still gets reviewed by an attorney, and it is interesting. Shelley's a very high-level attorney for this one particular reason.
Yeah,
this is her specialty. Yeah. She knows her shit, and she literally has no issues with Holly stuff. And when she does, she tells them how to fix it, and they just fix it.
Right.
There's no fighting about it, back and forth, and doing all that. So yeah, you'd be surprised at how many times this comes up, and this is why I pay Shelley to look over stuff. So we don't, because we've had issues in the past, and obviously we'd like not to. But Clearview, they're more affordable, probably because they don't have an attorney on staff. But they do get an attorney to review everything, just like no different than David Miller reviewing this. Right. But because they're specifically paying that attorney, they put their very clear time in it. Where there's a lot of times where David Miller's not reviewing anything. It's the thing that no one will tell you. It doesn't mean that attorney's actually taking transaction. He's only reviewing what the processor brings to him and says he needs to review. Right. So if the processor isn't doing a great job, like this particular one's being a little they know this is a little wild. Yeah. They should be taking that to David Miller. So obviously Gary, my lender, he knows David Miller. I guess these are all the people in Pikesville and all that. They know each other, and so he's like, "We just go talk with him and make sure he knows about it." He's like, "When I talk with him, he's like, he act like he didn't even know about it."
Oh my God.
He's like, "Of course that needs to be done." So that's not saying anything bad about them, but that's normal, by the way. Right. So just to understand the when they say we got an attorney, we got all that. Look, Holly and them are efficient. Over the years, I've trained them to be really good about how they deal with
settlement, so they never put buyer and seller together or sign right. None of that. Yeah. They've done a lot of assignment deals for me, and most importantly, they're able to work through. And Virginia specifically is actually kind of like one of the best in the business. Yeah. She worked for about 15 years for an attorney, a real estate attorney named Jay Dackman, and she was his. That was her. She was his right hand person. Oh, so like she really knows her shit when it comes to title work. Because Jay is he's a lender now, but he was an attorney before he ever became a lender, and he's very, very difficult to work with, very detail oriented, and so she was held to a very high standard. So just even Virginia is better than most title companies, and Holly behind them very good too. Right. So and they're affordable, they're reasonable. So they're, you know, like one of the big things you'll hear when you're signing things is like some of these title companies just put a bunch of dumb charges on, and they do half the job they're supposed to do, and then you got your assignee like crying that, you know, hey, why is this like $2,000 when it should be like $1,000? Holly's always going to be like right on the low end of things, so no one ever complains about it. And you know, it's a small operation, so you know they don't have marketing and all that. For sure. Yeah, very low overhead, so they pass it on to you, and it doesn't make a big difference for you, but they will get things done faster.
It probably makes a big difference for you with the amount of volume you do.
It makes a difference for me. It definitely makes a difference for me, but also when I'm wholesaling, they're the only ones I use because honestly, they give a better experience to my person I'm assigning it to. Yeah. So they always go above and beyond. One thing you'll never see from them ever, at any time ever, is all that fucking like, you know, elevated kind of bullshit talk on there on email where we're having email battles and shit.
Yeah, because the seller was like, he called me this morning. He was like, hey, what's going on? They sent me some email requesting some documents, and I was like, look, man, let me get to the bottom of it. I'm not too sure. Let me find out. I'm trying to like put out the fire.
The way to really say is just say, look, man, you're still trying to clear off these liens. They need a few more days to get them all properly cleaned off. They were hoping they'd have everything they need. I would just leave it at that. It's just, you know, once they do, everyone's ready to go, ready to get this thing to settlement. So it's just a matter of them doing it. Now that they've agreed to do it, which they should have agreed in the first place, I don't know why they were fighting it, but, you know, they'll be right on it. Nick would have been right on it 2 weeks ago. So the thing about this is like Holly and them would have been on this immediately because I'm difficult to deal with as far as I just want them like to do a good job because I never ask them for a referral fee when I send someone. I never try and make a couple $100 off of them. Like, look, I send you all the business I got, but I expect you to like treat everyone I send you with a high level of respect. No bullshit emails, right? None of that. That's like if they do any of that, I usually am calling them saying, hey, cut that off and apologize. Like this has been what I've trained them when we do assignments. I never want anyone interacting with each other, period. Like set it up, they have 2 offices, but one in one office, one in the other at different times. So they're very well trained over like the last 7 years of me working with them. I've done a lot of transactions with them, probably about on average 100 a year usually between, you know, everything we work with them on. And they, you know, they do make my life a lot easier. I wish I had another title company I thought that did it as well. But for specifically what you do and what I do, they're really, really, really great for that. So, and, you know, I don't know, they just seem to do a great job on it. Do they sometimes make mistakes? Boy, not that often, but when they do, they own them and they deal with it, and it's not blaming everyone else. And, you know,
I'm not going to lie. I used to use them a lot, but it was a big mistake, like massive mistake. And it kind of rubbed me. Oh, man. So I had a deal, double closed, right? The seller came in, signed, right? I signed with him. The buyer said he was going to come in tomorrow, which was cool. So he wired his money in. So I signed, sent the money in. Then the following morning, Holly calls me like in a panic. She's like, hey, Jay, I got to let you know that, you know, the deal can't go through because it was like, I think there was like a tax sale, you know, on Wannabe. Apparently bought it and foreclosed, but they didn't catch it in time. And it was like, wait, I already wired the money. And so it was like, we had to like, and I signed the deed and everything. So we had to like undo.
I wonder if that came up after the fact, though, like it came in late. That's such an unusual thing.
Yeah, and that to me, the way I thought about it. I'm like, maybe they didn't catch it because they got an outsourced attorney, and maybe if I go to a title company like Masters that has an inside attorney, maybe you don't catch it. But
the attorney's not the one that catches it anyhow. It's all, they probably didn't catch it because it was just didn't come up.
Yeah,
it's not uncommon for things not to come up, and you know, then it comes up last minute. But the attorney's not the attorney. All they do is like, you know, everybody does the work, and then the attorneys will review it. So really, the people you're most worried about is the processors.
Yeah, the day to day. For sure.
The people that are doing all the work, are they doing a good job? And the attorney always reviews it, and obviously they can't be goofy and, you know, like too loose either. The person that they use, or they got two guys they go back and forth with, but they're both. What I would say is they find the absolute minimum they need to find, and they let anything not important slide. And that they work with that, the attorney they work with, I think, does a great job of pointing out what's important but ignoring what is. And you know, there's a bunch of attorneys out there that are very too tough, and then some are very too lenient. Generally, you know, the training you take, like Delaney Valley or Delaney Title, and all them, they're just too lenient, man. They're
really?
Like,
Drew did a lot of
I've been cut off with Drew. I like literally 2 lenders cut me off and said, "Look, I love you. I want to work with you. I can't work with Drew." You know, the shit he was doing, and I'm like, and the problem is the one lender was actually a title attorney too, and he was just like, he knew all the dumb shit he was trying to slip through.
For sure.
So I mean, anyhow, they do a good job, and honestly, you know, I found that any mistake they make is generally something they really couldn't have helped.
Right.
Where you know, I'm not dealing with like. You think about like what they're doing currently, and like another company we deal with called Allied Title.
Okay.
I've had to deal with a bunch, and you know, they work with 4 brothers and stuff, and so we buy anything from them, that we have to use them. And they do some wild shit too. Last time we worked with them, they were trying to push the deal through, and
Allied?
Shelly's like, Allied, and she was like, hey, does your title insurance know that you're doing this? And they're like, yeah, they know. She's like, I would really like to either talk with them or just have something from them confirming. And then they just gaslight her and said, oh, this is unacceptable. You can't talk to people. And meanwhile, when it finally came down and I talked to our brothers into telling them they need to actually do this, they were like, okay, well, we're just going to do the things you want. We're not going to call them. And they went... So they never would let anyone talk. So and come to find out, they weren't disclosing it to their insurance company. And they were going to just try to go around it. I'm like, I get why they do this stuff, but it's like, why are you doing this? They're just being lazy. It took an extra 2 days to fix it, by the way. They argued over for a week and a half. When they finally agreed they were going to do it, it took 2 days to solve the problem.
Makes no sense.
That they said was unsolvable, and there's no way to solve it. And I was like, when they finally were like, all right, we're going to solve it, 2 days later, it's done. And I'm like, guys, don't fight for a week and a half. Just do it. And so, they're Holly and them I really like. I mean, I've had very few issues throughout the stuff, and maybe even the issue you had might not have been like a real issue. That's the thing I'm looking from. I mean, I see why you're butthurt, obviously. But the question would be, is it something they did incorrectly? Right. You know, did they not do their job well or is it just one of those dumb things that happen?
Yeah, I think it was the latter. It's just one of those things that happen. I don't know. I was just being emotional.
It could have been.
I didn't burn no bridges though. I still cordial with them. So I'll probably get back to them in the future for sure.
Well, it's always worth a shot and see.
Yeah. So Mike, what's going on, man? What's going on with your mentorship? You still doing that, or?
I am still doing it, but I really haven't taken any new clients since 2020. So I've been trying to like ramp it down a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, just because I had a lot of people, and then I got about half of them now, but I still got about 15 people that I work with closely, and they're all people from 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. So, and I spent a lot of time helping them find deals and get deals, and I find that it makes it difficult sometimes for me to actually focus on my own business.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always been a balance of a lot of people coach because they're not doing so great at what they do. And coaching for me was always like trying to create a community that would help me do what I do better. Yeah. And I have gained that from, because a lot of things when I work on processes and systems, I can build it out and test it through my company, but now I got like all 10 to 15 of my guys doing it. And then, we're learning faster, and everyone's, doing a good job, and, everyone's really doing well. So, but it requires a lot of time and energy. I went from working like normal 8-hour days, and now getting up 4 in the morning and working till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And so I find I because it's like a whole new job for me, right? It's like I'm running a second company. And,
for sure.
And so I'm kind of like, all right, I don't want to add any more for that reason. And eventually when people leave, I won't replace them with anyone because ultimately I have a few people that are now like almost became business partners with me.
That's
I
great.
can find deals with them and they just like, me kind of doing all the work of finding stuff for them. They didn't enjoy that part of the process.
Right.
And other people do it. How about you, man? What have you been? I mean, it seems like you're starting to get some deals. Are you just marketing and buying some stuff?
Yeah, man, just straight marketing, just trying to wholesale my way to like consistency. It's just always a roller coaster for me, but I really just want to make it consistent, So that's why I'm just looking into like mentorship 2025. I'm trying to invest more in just learning different things about SOPs and how to make things more like a business.
Probably honestly the best mentorship I could refer to you would be I did Four Brothers mentorship.
Really?
About a year ago. I still, as much as I coach, I spend
That's
probably
good.
as much as I make coaching, paying out the coaches.
That's good.
It's all just like this cycle. I bring money in from one place. It's like, and then, so I know they're great marketers, right? So one of the things I wanted to get from them was their sales process and their marketing is pretty legit.
For sure.
Everything else is pretty easy, right? If you're able to get the deals and you have a good process for how you get them. So I think they charge like $5,000 for it, which I thought was very reasonable.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, it was very, very reasonable. And, ultimately, I went through this about a year ago. And let me think, was it about a year ago? Or no, actually, it was early this year. And then when I was done it, I realized I kind of don't want to do the marketing piece anymore because I realized I found this niche where I let you guys do the marketing, let you make the assignment fee, and I still make money. It's all good.
Right.
I have a process for on the back end of making more money and getting a little extra and keeping the cost down and getting it done efficiently.
Yeah.
So I can make money. You guys can make whatever assignment fee, which could be $5,000 or $100, doesn't matter to me.
Right.
And what it gave me back in return was, my evenings, weekends, and just having a bunch of people I need to run out and see deals and time, and I'm able to. So I'm almost like it's a higher level way of thinking about it. In the past, I always wanted to do everything myself.
Because you could, you got the knowledge. That's the thing. You really could. Yeah.
And I actually learned a couple things from them. I mean, as much as I've done, I still thought this was a really good training. So, I would probably not recommend most of the trainings out there. They're like 20 and 25K and all that.
Yeah.
My cousin was talking about joining one for $20,000 for 6 months, and they've been marketing like crazy. These people from Ohio, and I was like, dude, you
on the Tiffany High.
That's exactly, that's what he's talking about. And I told him, I was like, you realize like there's nothing they're going to teach you that you can't just get from my training.
Right.
And he's like, well, you ain't taking anyone. I'm like, yeah, but I'll just give you my training.
Right.
Like, I'm totally. But he's like, oh, I just want them to. I'm like, yeah, you want other people to tell you that's never how it works.
Yeah.
They're from Ohio too, so you do have to consider Ohio is a very different market than Baltimore. One of the easiest markets, in my opinion, in the country, because of the price points being so low and just how much. It's like Baltimore on steroids.
Sure.
You're looking for deals, easy to find stuff if you're in the city, just hard to sell. Ohio actually has a nice little. You can get like single family homes for like $80K, that are ARVs 180. So it's just a little easier to make some money here and there on them. But again, I don't know whether when he told me he was going to go through because he wanted me to spend some time and look at it. I was like, if I was you, I would just teach you do it yourself, and then just take advantage of everything. I'll give you every SOP I have. There's nothing you're going to get from them.
Right.
But if you want to spend the $20K and you got that's fine. But just then I would make sure you get as much value from it. But in my opinion, the people I thought gave the most value was it gave you everything someone like you would need because you're not a newbie.
Right.
So keep in mind, you don't need crazy hand holding. You just need to access to what's working. Well, they did a really good job.
They do a lot of direct mail, do they?
So their main thing was producing, and what's really neat is my old acquisitions guys are part of their group too, and they do like ongoing calls every couple weeks or something.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty neat. He was in there, and I got a chance to see what he was doing, and but their main thing that's their main source right now is going to PPC and SEO.
Okay.
They spend a decent amount of money on that. They do a lot of direct marketing still. They do, so that's a pretty big thing. And I think that was like pretty much their big ones. Because they were spending a lot of money on it now.
Yeah, PPC is expensive.
They were doing TV too.
Wow. Oh man, that's Okay.
They might add a cold calling team. They spend probably, I think they're spending 80 or 100 grand a month.
Sheesh.
So that's why every day there's 2 deals coming from.
I see. I get them every day in my email. Yes, like wow, these guys are moving. I see.
They are, and they do a good job. And the guy who runs it is like, he's a lot like me. Is what I liked about him. As far as horrible as far as like the business side of coaching. Really great coach for someone like me and you who knows what we're doing, but we're really going to work with someone who's got real experience. So, because I'm bad at the business side of coaching because I charge people a certain amount. I do a lot of work for that. Often it isn't even worth the time, but it gives me a lot of value. He's kind of the same way where he's like over giving and pouring into people, and because he doesn't really necessarily need the money from coaching, he just likes the idea of helping and all that. Because he's making a lot of what he does, so certainly the coaching's probably $5K a person. And in that group, it was like 6 people when I did it, so it's not even like some big. You were very one-on-one almost.
That's good.
Some weeks it'd be me and one other person in the call and stuff. So I found that it was pretty useful in general. And very, very helpful. And for $5K, it was good value. And he goes over in very strong detail how to do the things that's working for him. So everything. And I think he's basically doing everything. But when I tell you the PPC and the SEO is what's performing for him best, I think that's natural. It's what performed for me best last. When I was marketing, I was doing mailers, cold calling, and PPC. And PPC was still my best source. Yeah. There's some sources that can be better, but it was my best source for the amount of energy and time. Right. If that makes sense. If I got out and did bandit signs, they often give a pretty good return, but I'd have to be out there putting them out every week and taking 1,000 phone calls to get a deal. And it's the thing that cold calling is just a lot of labor in order to get a deal. But the nice thing about cold calling, like probates and all that, but I do know a few people have been doing it. It's a little harder to scale, and that was the thing for them, is that they still do the lower, the things that are, say, lower producing stuff like cold calling, because for them, if they can find 8-9 deals a year, they're more than happy to do that. And then they got a couple like what you call gap fillers. That would be, I think they would probably consider that to be the mailers. PPC and all that though is where they're generating. I think they're spending about 20 grand a month on PPC, and from that they're getting a lot of volume, and most of their leads are coming from that. A lot of their best deals are coming from that.
Nice. Yeah, you say. So, I'm definitely gonna look into them for sure. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's if anyone and they're local, so what they're doing is all relevant here. Yeah. And it's not, that's a big one. I would never probably do a nationwide person. And I'll tell you that even truthfully for me, when I first started coaching, I had a lot of people from California, one guy from Canada. Wow. And I was really able to help them in a big way. But ultimately, the people who are still with me today, all local, except for one person. That's it. He's only about 2 hours away in New Jersey. So the local people, the reason everyone stayed around, I could give the extra value of all these local details. Yeah. And I think they're able to do that too. And by the way, if you ever needed access to mine, feel free. I would give you, if you want to ever see access to the training of what I'm doing, my marketing and all that, you're more than welcome.
Man, don't say that. Yeah, I definitely will take advantage of that. I can't pass that
I'll help you out, man. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll get it over to you. If you send me your email, text me your email, and I'll get you logged into it. It's one. It's like it was part of the program I sold that I charged like $8 grand for, and it's basically just the whole complete walkthrough. Actually, I just took it off Teachable, so you know what? Actually, because I'm not bringing new students in, but I do have it down a Google Doc, all organized, and like YouTube videos, and I think it should be done. So if it is, I'll send it over to you. And I don't mind sharing it. I'd love it. Obviously keep me in mind for some wholesale deals.
Maybe I'll find
some deals.
Of course, absolutely, man. I would appreciate that for sure. All right, Mike, I appreciate the time, man. I'm gonna definitely text you, but I'm gonna get on the phone with this seller first and try to get him on the hook. So extension. When do you think I should extend it to?
Maybe I don't know. Next week, Thursday and Friday are kind of dead days. Maybe like till next Monday, the following Monday or something. Potentially, I don't know.
Gotcha.
So, I asked the title company. They said they thought they'd have it done by the middle of next week. And, obviously, anytime they want to do it on Friday, I'm available. I think my lender is. I'm not sure. I don't think he's not big on, it's not like a Jewish holiday or anything. He's probably fine.
Right.
But yeah, just ask them when they think they need by. But I would ask them. I would set expectations longer, like Tuesday or something. Yeah, and obviously, but if it happens sooner, we're gonna shoot for sure. We're shooting for next Wednesday, but get a little longer extension so you don't have to keep asking for.
Yeah, that's
and and you could tell them because next week they might be a little slow to get us what we need. It's his people we need to get it from, right? It's not like we gotta get it from his the person who he paid off.
Right.
So if they're a little bit slow to respond with the holidays coming up, then might lead into the following week. But I would love if it could get done like Tuesday, Wednesday, or something. That would be great for me.
Got you. All right, I'm gonna see if I can extend it past probably 2 more weeks, so that way it'll be enough time.
And then let them know that what we're trying to do is sooner than later, obviously.
Yeah.
So that I think that way you don't have to keep going back and begging for extensions.
Yep. Got it.
And if he doesn't want to do that, get whatever he'll give you.
Right.
We'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm just lock it up for sure. All right.
Cool, man. All right. Well, as soon as I get the training stuff available, I'll get it over to you. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good day. Talk to you later. See you.
All right, y'all. Y'all just got a behind the scenes conversation of one of the biggest buyers in Baltimore. That was Mike Green. I listened to his podcast. He has like a mentorship. Well, he did. If you heard him in the call, he phased the mentorship out because it was taken away from his business, but super successful. Does a bunch of volume, flips and wholesales. But yeah, man, if somebody like that calls your phone, you got to pick up. Right? So I'm sorry. I had a cold calling session going, but I had to pause for my guy, Mike. That was my first time actually talking to him, because most of the times it was just talking to his virtual assistants and executive assistants and trying to figure out what's going on with this deal. But it looks like we got to the bottom of it. It's an underwriting issue. Now I got to call a seller and get this thing extended. So look, while I'm live, why not just call a seller, right? I'll lock it up and let them know what's going on. All right, y'all. I'm trying to get an extension, okay? We're supposed to close today. It looks like we close it next Wednesday, but I'm going to try to get it for an additional 2 more weeks. Whew.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Brother Fareed, this is Jay. I just wanted to give you a courtesy call back. I just got off the phone with the attorney. It looks like there's a little bit more clarity. So yeah, when you get a chance, I just want to give you a call just to give you an update. My direct line is 443-732-5240. Once again, 443-732-5240. I'll text you as well. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. All right, he didn't pick up. That's cool. He sounded like he was busy. But basically, nobody wants to be held liable for the past mortgages. And someone got to be held liable because the buyer, Mike, he's like, yo, I'm paying title insurance and you guys are not going to cover me for just, God forbid, anything happens, like if there's no claim, or because he's going to flip it. And then once he fixes it up and sells it, the new buyer is going to have a title company and they're going to look into the past liens. And then they're going to see like, oh, wait, I see an open lien from not you, but from the previous seller. What's up with that? And then if they don't want to close, then it's going to create a whole just negative impact. And he doesn't want to be stuck with that, right? So the best thing to do is to really make sure that the title company's underwriter is able to cover it or insure it or do whatever they got to do to make sure we get the deal closed and the buyer is not held on the hook for this mortgage. All right. So let me just text the seller, then we'll let you guys know. I wish he would have picked up so that way I could hear the conversation of what it sounds like to talk to a seller and just try to get that extension locked in. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, man, this cold calling session actually turned into a buyer's call, right? You heard me talking to the buyer to just figure out what's going on with the deal we were supposed to close today. But I hope that gave you guys some insight on what goes down in wholesaling or just real estate in general, right? There's always something that could potentially go wrong or go awry. But the thing about it is you got to be flexible and you got to keep rapport with the seller and the buyer. So that way you keep everybody locked in. So that way we could get to a quick close. So that pretty much concludes this video. If y'all got any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm on IG at J_buys_houses. Also, school.com/wholesale masterclass. I have a free wholesale course on how to get your next deal in real estate. So definitely check that out. But yeah, man, tap in, subscribe, like, comment, share. If you felt I gave value, definitely, man, we're going to do this daily. All right, Monday through Friday. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.